Okay, we're going to walk through the construction of your automata box. You'll notice in your package you've got 5 different boards, and 2 of them are longer, rectangular, and you've got one by itself, and you've got 2 squares. So the 2 squares go on the sides of your box. The 2 longer rectangles that are equal go at the top and bottom. And since there is no front of the box, the one lone piece that's by itself is the back of the box. So what we're going to do is drill our holes first for the sides of the box. Now to drill the holes, you're going to need to mark the center of the squares. So you do that by drawing 2 straight edge lines from diagonal to diagonal across either side, and then where they meet is the center. And then we will take it to the drill press, or you can use the hand drill, and make sure you've got a large enough drill bit so that the square axle spins freely. So when you draw your lines like this, you can do on both sides. So now we've got the center marked where we need to drill the holes. So now that I've got them drilled out, you can make sure that you use the right size drill bit, which should be the 3/8 inch drill bit. It's back in the dirty lab. And your axle should fit through and spin freely. All right, so that means once we've got those 2 on, it's a good time now to put your box together. If you know where your top holes need to go, you could take the top piece and drill those holes first. So you can measure the distance, and you'll see that it is 4 inches. And so that means if you make a line across the top piece that is 2 inches, make a light pencil line on there at 2 inches, then you'll know that that's where, somewhere along those that line is where your holes for the followers need to go. So these are the followers, the little the smaller sticks that came in your package, and those are what go onto your character, and the character goes on the top of it, and they go up and down, and then down below they will ride on top of the cams. So mark a spot that is 2 inches across here, figure out where you need the holes to be for your scene, and then drill those holes. So I measured out my 2-inch line. It's 2 inches across, or from each edge, and I've measured where I want my characters to be in my scene. So I've got 2 spots there, and I'm going to go drill the holes for that. As a note for which drill bit to use for these, we're going to want to make sure that there's enough clearance for these follower rods, but we're also going to need a little more space than that. We don't want there to be friction going up and down, because that will keep it from returning back to the top. Once it's lifted up, it'll be hard to come back down. So we need to eliminate the friction. There are a couple different ways. I'll show you how to do that. But we're going to want to make the hole a little bit bigger than this. We want a clearance fit for this particular hole. Okay, now I've got the 2 holes drilled in there for my follower rods, and there's plenty of clearance in there, so they'll go up and down just fine. You can drill the holes after you've assembled the box. It just makes it harder to use the drill press because it's a little awkward. So if you've already put together your box, you can still probably use a handheld drill and put the holes where you need them to be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the box along with and then I'm going to get my cams. And so I'm going to glue those together in the correct orientation. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, well, got the box glued together now. Got the holes for the followers on top. holes for the axle on the side, and they fit through. They spin just fine. Now the trick is going to be, well, not really, it's not much of a trick, but you're going to need to make sure you get your cam and be able to thread those on there. So once you've got your cams threaded in place, you're just going to make sure that they fit first. So now you can see that those spin just fine. Now some other problems we're going to come into is, hey, look at this, it sways back and forth. So we're going to need to come up with something to put on the end to lock it in place. I've got some 3D printed cranks that will go on one end, and that will act as a kind of a washer on the other side to lock it in place. You're also going to have, there's this cup, this little white cup on my desk that has these little blue follower rod, or the rod follower little hemispheres that go on. They've got a hole right there, and then the rod goes inside that hole, and when you get to the point where you know you're done and you're ready to glue them on, you can glue these in place. But you have to go through here. You put a follower on the end of the follower rod, and that will sit on top of the cam. Now, another couple problems you're going to notice is when this is in here, you're going to have a bunch of sway in here. We don't want that because then it's going to fall off the cam. So we got to figure out a way to make sure that it stays a little more upright. And there are a couple different ways you can do it. I'm not going to show you. This is kind of a problem solving for you, but you're going to need. But a lot of people in the past have used straws. We have drinking straws in the closet, and you can cut a little piece of it and cut a slip, and you can slip that. Slip that into this circle here, and then put the follower rod in that, and that holds it a little more sturdy up and down. People have also put on another piece of wood, like they put a scrap of balsa or something else that they would find a piece of board, and they would drill holes and just make it so that it was taller. So there was something supporting it. People have also 3D printed things in the past where they would be able to just 3D print a little bracket with a hole in it so that the follower rod goes inside that. So these are all possibilities that you can use. You can explore those to see what's going to work the best. And then once you get done with the mechanics of it, then it's time to start using your artistic ability and making sure that it looks nice. So you've got your scene on the front, and you've got your characters dancing up and down on the follower rods, and when we turn the crank, the characters do their dance.